Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce ourselves. My name is Muhammad Fauzan Athahillah.
And I am Maulidya. We are from Senior High School 11 Pinrang, South Sulawesi.
And we will present our research about
Strengthening the value of nationalism through the Westerling Massacre in Kariango, 1946 for the young generation of Pinrang Regency.
After the proclamation of Indonesian independence at the end of the Denpasar Conference on December 24, 1946, a new state was formed which was called the Greater East State, then changed to the State of East Indonesia or Negara Indonesia Timur on December 27, 1946. The arrival of Dutch troops to the state of East Indonesia, especially in South Sulawesi, was aimed at helping to quell resistance by the people because the KNIL troops stationed in South Sulawesi were no longer able to overcome the resistance. The resistance was seen to be very widespread and occurred on a large scale, so it was difficult to extinguish with ordinary methods. The method used by the Dutch troops to quell the resistance was a massacre. The Allies finally broke in a DST or Depot Special Troops assistance under the leadership of Raymond Paul Pierre Westerling. The purpose of this analysis are to provide the understanding and strengthen a sense of nationalism for the young generation of Pinrang Regency.
Research methodology that we use in this research is historical method that are the first heuristic, the second source criticism, the third interpretation, and the fourth is writing. The next is research and analysis. Westerling came to South Sulawesi with the purpose to finish of extremists, rebellions, and robbers as a result of formation of the state of East Indonesia. The massacre carried out by Westerling, while in the Kariango was used the standard method, where Westerling ordered his men to shoot dead the 10 men. The 10 diggers were ordered to fill the trench that already contained the bodies. Then the 10 diggers were lined out. Then another man was called to dig, and so on. The process of instilling an attitude of nationalism in the young generation of Pinrang Regency throughout the Westerling Massacre is by following the learning process at school, especially learning about the historical of the Westerling Massacre, following the flag ceremony, and visiting historical sites that can ground the value of the nationalism.
The next is conclusion and future work from our research. The first is the background to the arrival of DST troops under the leadership of Raymond Paul Pierre Westerling in mid-December 1946 in Kariango, South Sulawesi was due to the formation of the state of East Indonesia, which led to many uprisings between the people and the Dutch government, which could hinder the Dutch plan to form the state of East Indonesia. The second is, in the view of Adit Soji Datu Kajene, Westerling used the method of killing in Kariango, South Sulawesi, using the Standardge method. The Standardge method is trial and execution on the spot without due process and evidence. The third is nationalism is a high feeling of love or pride for the motherland and doesn't look down on other nations. The method to foster a sense of nationalism is by participating in the learning process at school, flag ceremonies, visiting historical sites in Pinrang Regency, participating in extracurricular activities such as Paskibra extracurricular, carrying out trial activities at every school extracurricular, and participating in organizations in outside of school such as the Pancasila Youth Organization. And the future work from this research are the first, visiting historical sites related to the Westerling Massacre, especially in South Sulawesi, and improve the location of historical sites in Pinrang Regency. The second is open a discussion forum in terms of studying history in Pinrang Regency and to visit historical sites related to the Westerling Massacre.
And the last is references. There are 5 references that we use in this research. The first is a book entitled Pinrang dari Abad ke Abad. The second, a journal entitled Negara Indonesia Timur tahun 1946 sampai 1950. And the third is a journal entitled Raymond Paul Pierre Westerling Slaughter in South Sulawesi effort as a starting the Dutch state Indonesia is 1946 until 1947. And the fourth is a journal entitled Perlawanan terhadap Nica dan Eliminasi Orang-orang Pro-Nica di Palopo dan sekitarnya. And the last is a journal entitled Peristiwa Galung Lombok tahun 1946 sampai 1947.